Obituaries are sponsored by Colonial Funeral Home and Stokes Chapel, Fair, Ray, and Perry Spencer Funeral Homes, Boone and Cook Funeral Home and Crematory.
Funeral arrangements for Norman Ricky Smith, 66, Christiana Aramijo, 25, and Howard Bond, 81, are incomplete at Boone and Cook Funeral Home and Crematory. Dillard Tex Hall, 91, of Eden, died October 8th. A service of remembrance is scheduled for Saturday, October 24th at 3 o'clock at New Life Chapel. The family will receive friends starting at 2, and other times at 1153 Washington Street. He was born in Rockingham County and retired from Duke Energy at Blues Creek. Survivors: wife Tanya Dalton Hall of the Home, children Lynn Smith and husband Barry of Stoneville, Alfred Hall and wife Hilda of Jacksonville, Joe Hall of Reedsville, 7 grandchildren and 12 great-grandchildren. Memorial contributions may be directed to New Life Chapel, Stoneville. Boone and Cook Funeral Home is serving the family. Memorial services for Donald Maurice Jones, 78, will be held this Saturday at 2 o'clock at Bible Baptist Church in Reedsville. Ray Funeral Home is serving the family. Funeral services for Alice Doreen Booth Shropshire, 63, of Eden, are tomorrow at 2 o'clock at Fair Funeral Home, with burial in Danview Cemetery. She will lie in repose today from 1 until 6. She was born in Leakesville. Survivors include daughters Ann Pierce of Eden and Cynthia and Jerry Carmichael of Madison, 3 grandchildren, 1 great-grandchild, brother Garvin and Julie Booth of Axton, 2 half-sisters and 1 half-brother. She was preceded in death by husband Jimmy Shropshire. Graveside memorial services for Bobby Jean Robertson, 86, will be held this Thursday at 1 o'clock at Overlook Cemetery. Fair Funeral Home is serving the family. Graveside services for Barbara Ann Farmer Jeffries, 84, will be held this Friday at 2 o'clock at Overlook Cemetery, with visitation from 1 until 1:45 at Fair Funeral Home. The service will be live streamed. Alma Dean Cruz Newnham died October 9th. She was born in Chapel Hill. She was committed to the establishment and growth of the Shiloh Volunteer Fire Department. She was preceded in death by husband Floyd Newnham. Survivors: daughters Virginia and Kenneth Tuttle, Linda and Fairleigh Lawson, and Rita and Steve Malloy. 5 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren, and half-siblings: Bill and Nellie Cruz, Jim and Dorothy Cruz, David Cruz, and Beth and Earl Sexton. In keeping with her wishes and in response to the pandemic, there will be no funeral services. In lieu of flowers, please direct memorial donations to Gibson House, formerly Hospice Home of Rockingham County. The family will plan a celebration of life later. Funeral services for Betty Jean Wilson Curry Stanton, 71, of Mayodan, are today at 11 o'clock at Colonial Funeral Home, with interment in Stokesdale Baptist Church Cemetery. Hallie Mae Beaver Hotler, 99, of Madison, died October 9th. She will lie in state at Colonial Funeral Home tomorrow from 9 until 5 and Wednesday from 9 until noon. Private family graveside services will be held at Pleasantville Primitive Baptist Church Cemetery. She was born in Rockingham County, began working as a seamstress at Washington Mills in 1936, and retired in 1986 after 50 years of service. Survivors: 4 grandchildren, 7 great-grandchildren, and 2 great-great-grandchildren. In lieu of flowers, memorial contributions may be made to Hospice of Rockingham County. The family thanks caregivers Tracy Wilson, Pat Saunders, and Marcia Davis. Roy E. Joe Dillon, 85, of Stoneville, died Saturday. Private family graveside services will be held at Woodland Cemetery. The family will receive friends Wednesday from noon until 1:30 at Colonial Funeral Home. He was born in Stokes County. He and his wife, Omi Ray James Dillon, celebrated their 67th wedding anniversary October 3rd. He was vice president of engineering at Macfield Texturing, was a deacon and community church leader at First Baptist Church of Madison, and served in the United States Army Reserves. Additional survivors, son Mitch Dillon and Tanya, and 2 grandchildren. Special thanks to caregivers Kathy Hill and Christina Dalton. Memorial contributions may be made to Hospice of Rockingham County. Rebecca Ann Williams, 85, of Eden, died Saturday. Arrangements are incomplete at Perry Spencer Funeral Home in Eden. Healing begins at Roselawn Memorial Gardens, Ashley Loop, Reedsville, and at Reedlawn Cemetery, Barn Street, Reedsville. Follow us on Facebook.